All right. Okay, guys. All right. Is everybody ready? Okay. So I'm basically going to talk about being a product of the product, which is what we all know. It's a vital behavior, yet sometimes we forget how important it is. It's been the one thing that I've really tried to focus on because I admit inviting is my weakest point, but I've really tried hard to be a product of the product. So what is a product? A product is actually defined as a thing produced by labor or effect or the result of an action or a process. And I think that's actually pretty perfect for us because labor or effort, you have to put the work in. You have to do the work or you get nothing. And the result of an act or process, we are constantly working at changing our process, changing our behaviors, but we have to act to do that. So I think I thought that definition was pretty fitting to us. And one of the things I think is really cool is that we have a very unique product. We don't have a physical shelf product by itself. We have a physical product, our supplements, our workout programs, things like that. But we also have the psychological and emotional product that we sell and that we're constantly working to showcase. And I think that kind of makes us very unique. You know, when you think about it, all those other MLMs, 31, Mary Kay, things like that, not that there's anything wrong with them, but they have a physical product. You know, you write your checkout, they send you your product and you're off. Ours requires so much more than that. And I think that's sometimes why people just aren't ready for that. But I think it's what makes us unique. So how do we sell something like that? And we always say, we don't sell, we share and we lead by example. And I think that's another thing that sets us apart. You have to become a living example of what you're selling and what you're telling them to do. You have to show them. Practice what you preach, right? Isn't that what we all know? Because let's face it, would you go to a financial advisor who's broke, use a landscaper whose yard is a mess, or go to a hairdresser whose hair is a mess? Of course not. And it's the same thing for us. You know, they don't want a coach who's going through the drive-through every day and not working out at all. I mean, what is that? Obviously, you're not doing anything. So our whole goal is to build a relationship based on trust. Show your vulnerability, show your imperfections, show your struggles. But at the same time, we want to show our achievements, show our victories, and we're learning alongside them. So it's all about sharing, sharing, and sharing. That's what we do. Share your story. What's working for you? What is it doing for you? You can't expect them to buy into your product if you're not doing it. So just share and inspire, build that trust. Sorry, we've got puzzle pieces whipping around over here. Our just wanted to make sure. All right. Everybody's bullshit detectors are on high. I think everybody is so skeptical of everything because how many times do you hear about how you got sent that random message, that hey girl message, and it was straight to the sales pitch? And how much do we all hate that? So building trust is essential. I can't stand whenever, you know, it's like the used car salesman approach, and I can't stand that. So we really need to be authentic. We really need to be transparent. We need to don't just speak to it, to do it. You know, like they say, be a walking testimony. I think the key thing is that we need to be recognized and known for what we're doing. You don't want it to be the only thing you're known for, but when people think of you, you want them to link you to, you know, this product, this industry. We had middle school orientation, you know, back in August, and I was sitting next to one of the fellow moms, and her husband was there, and he was talking to me, and he's like, "Now, who are you again?" And I told him, and his wife goes, "Oh, you know who she is." He goes, "Oh yeah, you're that sweaty girl in my news feed every morning." And I was like, "That's me." So now every time he sees it, he's like, "Hey, sweaty girl." You know, so it's like I'm glad that he links me with that. I like that a lot. And if you think that's rude, Kelsey thinks that's just rude. One of the other things I know is I'm getting through is I work at a hospital. I've worked at that hospital for 20 years. I know a lot, over 20 years. I know a lot of people. When I walk through the hallways, people see me and they'll say, "Oh, you're doing so good with your workout. Keep it up," or "You're looking great." You know, so it's like they're associating me with that. So I know that my consistency is paying off. Even if it's not something they want to join me in, I know that they're seeing it. Even if they're not liking it or commenting on it, they're seeing it. So to me, that means that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. People recognize me and link me with this product. So, and be realistic and honest no matter what. We all hate fake. So I think that especially in health and fitness, you just need to be honest. I'll tell anybody who's interested or my challengers, you know, I tried this program. I didn't really like it. I'm not a dancer, but what did you think about it? I'll tell them, you know, I really didn't like the chocolate recover, but the orange was fantastic, you know, but I prefer orange. But, you know, those are just my thoughts. So I want them to know that I'm not just out to sell to them like, "Oh, you're gonna love it," because not everybody loves everything. And you're not selling. Sorry about that, kids. Yeah, you should be in bed. You know, I just want to be honest, and I can't be a product of every product we sell. You can't tell me anybody uses every product their manufacturer makes. So I want to be real to them. Basically, you're just connecting with them. And this is not just in your news feed, it's your challenge group as well. You need to show up there most of all. Even if I miss a day of posting in my news feed, I still post something else to stay relevant. But in my challenge group, I'm going to post because I want to stay current with them, show them that I'm there. If I have a day where I just have McDonald's or whatever, I'm going to share with them because I want to be real to them, and nobody's perfect. So, so going with the consistency, your news feed is like your billboard, it's your commercial. So that's where you want to display yourself and what you're doing. Like I said, they're watching even if they're not liking it or commenting. So be known for it. Share glimpses into everything, even if it's something you think is minor, just a recipe that you made. You want to be well-rounded. You don't want to just share workouts all the time. Nobody wants to see that. Show them something yummy that you made. One of the big things that I learned as a coach that I need to start sharing is the PD that I'm doing. I have not really shared that in my challenge group or my main page. And it's something that I want to start doing because that is so important. And I've learned how important that is. And it's become something I've relied on. So we don't want to stick to just workouts. That's not our whole product. So share a little bit of everything. But all in all, just be you. Don't be white noise. Don't be so mundane and repetitive that they just kind of scroll past. Just put a little bit, you know, put your personal spin on there, but throw your product in there too, because that's what you want them to see. That's what you want to be known for. And like I said, I feel like I'm doing it right whenever people are like, "Oh, you're this sweaty girl that I see on Facebook every morning." So that's, you know, that's kind of how I think I'm doing it right. But the bottom line is use your own products or you might as well quit coaching. I heard that on a YouTube video and it was blunt, but it was honest. If you're not using it and you're not doing it, you know, then why are you here? So our job is to share that and earn their trust. And we do that by being a product of the product. Simple as that. So Anybody have any questions?
Do you ever talk about how you, like, how do you talk about the products that you don't use? How do you let people, like, let's say, for example, you don't use Daily Sunshine. Maybe there's someone on our team who doesn't have kids, so they don't use Daily Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
How could they still let people know that that's available? Or I don't know. I feel like we have so many things, and so we forget
We do.
often to share the things that we don't use consistently.
I do. And what I try to do I'm not so good at sharing those products that I don't use on my Facebook page. In my challenge group, I will, post a little, hey, did you know that there's something besides Shakeology? And, I'll put it out there. I am better at saying, I have fellow coaches that have used this and they like it. So I kind of share other people's testimonies when it comes to things that I don't use. If
that's a great
somebody
idea.
has talked, what's that?
That's a great idea. You could just ask people to share in your challenge group what their favorite thing is and why.
Yeah, I mean, I have challengers. I posted once, I put a poll. Who uses Shakeology, who doesn't, and who's never tried it? And it actually opened up a really, really interesting feed because that's a nice one, honey. Because I have people that have just never tried it. It's too expensive, and that's fine. I get the budget thing. I do. And I had someone who really desperately wants to use it, but it just does not agree with her stomach. So we talked about that, and we had people that had kind of gotten away from it, and they ended up ordering some. So it was actually a pretty interesting feed. And I have some challengers in there I have two challengers that aren't necessarily Beachbody. They are like my friends that I put them in, but they offer, one guy is actually a guy and he goes to the gym and he kind of does his own thing, but he actually offers some very interesting feedback. And he has other outside ideas, and it spurs conversations. And sometimes if something's relevant, I'll be like, well, we have this. I personally have never tried it, but I've heard. So highlighting products that I don't use is probably something I could do more of. I do it when the opportunity strikes itself, but I can't say that I honestly, make a point to be like, you know what, I haven't shared about Daily Sunshine. So I think that's probably something, I don't know, does anybody else do that? Do you make it a point to share products that you don't necessarily use? Does anybody do that routinely? It's a good idea.
I did it with Bar Blend and I knew I didn't even order Bar Blend. I just ordered the affirmation cards because I knew it wasn't going to be my program. I've just never enjoyed that kind of workout, but I did the sample workout and I think I did it twice, and I still shared about it. I was honest. Like I kind of said, like, I'm really glad I'm doing this in my bedroom and I'm not at a real bar studio because it's embarrassing to see myself doing it because I'm just not good at it. But I did share it, and I sold a ton of Bar Blend completion packs and challenge packs in January. So I guess sharing it was a good thing, even though it wasn't a program I was doing, because I did kind of feel like I was going to miss out on the launch because it wasn't my cup of tea, but I didn't. So it did work for me to go ahead and share it, even though I wasn't actually doing the program.
I think one of the things that I've been trying to do is actually scroll through our website and see what products we really have, because there's a lot of products that don't get mentioned. What's the one, the mental boost or something? There's
I love the energy. Yeah, the focused energy. I love
that. Yeah, that's it. And I did use like the greens and stuff like that. I just haven't used it since. I did just order collagen, so I'm excited to Skylar's post how she did like the 30 days. I thought that is such a great idea.
I thought so too.
And I was I was using like an Amazon, like collagen that I ordered off of Amazon, and that I needed to reorder. So I thought, well, now's a great opportunity to order some collagen from Beachbody, give it a try. So I want to take a cue from her and do that before and after with the collagen. So, I'm going to give that a try, but I forget sometimes all the products we have. There's really so many out there.
I know.
And I wonder sometimes if my challengers, I should honestly do a post about it. Ask them, are they going through the website? Have they looked at everything that's there? We have a couple right now that they're trying to find a new program to do. So we've actually been discussing the programs that are in there. So it's been actually good for me. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that one. So that's probably a good practice to get into, maybe once every week or so, highlighting something that I don't use.
Yeah. So Jenna commented saying that she gets stuck there too. She doesn't share a new program because she's not actually doing it, instead of just sharing at least parts of it. I think what I'll do is for next week's call, I was going to ask in the team page, do y'all want me to make a marketing calendar for April, or do we want to, I know we're all kind of trying to figure out how we feel in the current state of our country about how we feel about selling. Let's just be real about the selling part of what we're doing. So I didn't know if a marketing calendar would be a good idea or not. I'm used to making them. I'm down for making them if we still want one. But I didn't know if necessarily it needed to have a whole team call devoted to it, since we are kind of focusing on helping and serving more right now. But I'm thinking what I could do is I can do some research and get a training together on how to share things that we're not using ourselves, on ways that we can share the product, share the workouts, those types of things, even if we're not actively using them or consuming them ourselves. So that might be a really good training. I could do a little bit on what we should be doing in April with a marketing calendar approach, and then talk about how to share the things that maybe we're not used to sharing. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I definitely agree that in the state of things right now, I am not pushing selling at all. I did actually have someone reach out to me last night, and she had tried the 2-week trial of Beachbody On Demand a while ago. And I just check in with her periodically, see if there's anything I can do for her or whatever. She's a friend, so, and she actually reached out to me last night, and she's like, all right, I have to do something. So she's actually going to do the 2-week trial. And if that turns into a purchase, fantastic. If it doesn't, I did tell her, I said, are you looking for the free workouts, or did you want to try the BOD 2-week trial? And she's like, I think I'm going to do the trial. So I think it's really great that as a company, Beachbody, and as a team, we are considering the state of things, because people just don't know. And I think they're scared. And, I agree that, especially right now, I would be kind of a little put off if somebody approached me about selling.
Me too.
So I think that's great. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think we really need to focus on being the light, shining our lights, and letting people know that even in, the unknown and the little scary moments that we're all growing through right now, that we can still find the silver lining in things, and that we still have this community that is welcoming them with open arms. Remember that our virtual gym link, you can share that with anybody and everybody right now, whether they're a client or not. I think just letting them know that there's some community, letting them know that, doesn't matter what they're doing, we're just glad they're doing it, and we want them to be able to see somebody. And then also, I have something that I've already scheduled to go live in our team page tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. that I'm going to start doing for us as a team every Wednesday night. But I'm encouraging you in the post to invite people to it. And I'll just go ahead and kind of give you some insight into what it is. You know how restaurants normally will have like a wine down Wednesday, and wine is like half price bottles or half price glasses. Well, I just turned it into Wind Down Wednesday, and every Wednesday night, I thought around at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we can all just hop on the team call and do a face mask together, or paint our nails together, or drink a cup of tea, drink a glass of wine, just hang out and have girl time. And feel free to invite clients, family members, friends to join us, because I think there's probably lots of our friends and family members that don't have that way to connect right now, or don't know it's available, or they don't have friends or family members that are willing to do it with them. So this way we can provide that community and have that time that we need. We need to be focusing on our own personal, mental, and emotional health. We need to be practicing self-care, and we can show them how to do that and give them a space to do it, even if we can't be there physically with one another. So all those ways just to be loving on people right now and encouraging them, and just like what Lisa was saying, stay consistent in your personal journey, continue being a product of the product. Remember that sometimes the product doesn't necessarily mean you need to give the title or the name of the product. It means you just need to show up and be like showing that you're doing something. And yeah, being that light for people who maybe are having a hard time seeing it right now. This is our opportunity to build trust. And if nothing else right now in our business, maybe this is a season of us getting the systems in place that we've been saying we wanted to get in place for so long. Rather than inviting and selling, maybe we need to focus on some of our systems, some of our foundation, so that when the world does fall back into place, our business maybe is even better off for it. It's definitely not a time to sit back and say, I'm out because this feels uncomfortable. It's a time for us to figure out what we can be working on and how we can be growing as individual business owners and as a team, so that we can then better serve people when the world is a little more stable. All righty. If there's no other questions, I'm going to stop recording.